For the second debate, I believe Harry Levant was the winner, and William Pasquarel the third was the loser. Uh, I came to this decision by using the Totem model, looking at claim, evidence, warrant, and flipping the warrant. And also, I'm not judging the debate based on which side I personally agree with, but on which debater presented the stronger argument. First, looking at the claims, Harry argued that legalizing sports gambling has become a bad bet because it has created a public health crisis, and his main focus was on how technology, online gambling, and micro betting have made gambling more accessible and easy to access. And William argued the opposite. His claim was that legalizing sports gambling has not become a bad bet because most people gamble for entertainment and they don't develop gambling problems. I think Harry had the stronger claim because he focused specifically on how legalized sports gambling has changed since it became more widely available. His argument was not simply that gambling was bad, but that the current system has created new risks and it needs stronger regulations. Next is evidence. Harry used evidence about gambling, addiction, and the growth of micro betting. He explained that people can now bet on individual events during the game and creating constant opportunities to gamble. He also argued that gambling addiction is a recognized addiction now, and that the full amount of gambling-related harm may not be reflected in the available statistics. Bill also provided evidence. He argued 96 to almost 99% of gamblers do not have a gambling problem. He also discussed the economic benefits of legalized gambling, including jobs and tax revenue. While Bill's evidence it was relevant, I think Harry's evidence was more directly connected to the main question of whether the legalization of gambling has become a bad bet or not. Harry focused on the potential harm created by the way gambling is now delivered, while Bill focused more on the economic benefits and the percentage of people who do not develop an addiction. The third part is the warrant. Harry's warrant was that if gambling is an addictive product and technology has made it easier to gamble constantly, then legalized sports gambling can increase gambling-related harm. His evidence about micro betting supports this reasoning because it shows how technology has changed the gambling experience. Bill's warrant was that if most people can gamble without developing an addiction, then sports gambling should not be considered a national public health crisis. And he also argued that legalization allows gambling to be regulated and makes it easier to provide protection for people who do develop gambling problems. But I still think Harry had the stronger warrant because he challenged the idea that the percentage of people with gambling problem tells the entire story. He argued that the issue isn't about individual gamblers, but also about how the gambling industry is designed and how easily people can now access gambling. And finally, I used flipping the warrant. Flipping the warrant is where I think Harry was most effective. Bill's argument focused heavily on the idea that only a small percentage of gamblers develop actual serious problems. And Harry flipped that warrant by arguing that those statistics may not really show the full amount of harm because not everyone with a gambling problem seeks treatment. He also pointed out that gambling addiction can affect families and communities, not just the individual gambler himself. And Harry also challenged Bill's argument about the black market. Bill argued that restrictions could cause people to push towards illegal gambling websites, and Harry responded that fighting the black market and creating stronger regulations can happen at the same time. My final decision is that Harry Levant is the winner and William Pasquier is the loser. Based on the total model, I feel like Harry produced a stronger argument because he clearly presented his claim, supported it with relevant evidence, and explained the connection between his evidence and claim.